Come with me to a place of wondrous contradictions. A place that is silent and unstirring, yet restless and alive. A place of untold peace and boundless dread. Come with me into the very cradle of darkness, where those who dwell alone. Welcome to the World Watchdog, the shame of the Fourth Estate, and home to journalism's bottom feeders, like James Rowe. It wasn't always that way for Rowe. Once he was a star reporter for an urban daily, a fearless muckraker on the fast track to the Pulitzer Prize. That is, until a congressman proved that Rowe had fabricated his facts. That was 5 years ago. Today, no respectable publication will touch him. So he's grabbed a last desperate fingerhold at the Watchdog. He no longer dreams of Pulitzer glory. He aspires only to survive.
Rowe. Vatican to confirm St. Elvis.
So what does the king like to watch young girls wrestle in their underwear? The Pope's bigger than that.
Look, pal, I hired you to write ferocious front-page stories, gutsy grabbers that will force people in the checkout lines to pick up this paper. You're giving me nothing but retreads.
Great retreads. Always punching.
And always about Elvis and Liberace and UFOs. I want something new, Rowe. I want a grabber. Something grisly, something galvanizing. Something that will justify keeping you on my payroll.
I think the key word is grabber.
Good old Melody. Nothing but heart.
She's a publisher. We've worked for worse.
I'm sick of it, Bob. Just once before I die, I'd like to use the word alleged again.
So get out.
Where to? No one else will have me.
Then go write that novel you're always talking about. After all, you do have a knack for fiction.
Yeah, I also like to eat. My car just busted a timing belt, and they're raising my rent next month. A grabber. Something juicy.
Bob, I never knew you cared.
It's from Melody's husband. Oh, isn't that sweet? He still loves her.
Hey guys, candy for everybody.
Why not?
When savage serial killer Dominic Palmer fried in the electric chair 6 years ago, the world rejoiced. The city had rid itself of one more mutilation-happy maniac. But has it? Doctors at Mercy Hospital report they've seen Palmer's ghost stalking the halls with a 9-inch knife identical to the one he used to remove the hearts from his victims. James, I knew you could do it. All you needed was a good swift kick in the brain pan. It's great, don't you think, Bob?
When in doubt, draw on your own experience.
Hey, that's right. You actually did interview Palmer when you worked at the Times.
A genuine exclusive. It wasn't easy, but I won his trust. He even let me walk the last mile with him. Just sat in that hot seat with a hood over his face, laughing like a hyena until the moment they smoked him.
Ro, I want more Palmer stories. We're going to build this into a series. Bob, let's run an extra 50,000 copies. This issue is going to sell, sell, sell. Let's go, people.
Who's there?
This'll do the job, Jimbo. Don't you think?
You got a minute?
For you, maybe 5.
Bob, something crazy happened last night. Something so twisted.
Hey, Ro, talk about divine providence. Check this out. Hot off the AP wire. A woman was found murdered in her apartment on the east side last night. Killer actually cut her heart out. It's Palmer all over again. Every detail exactly the same.
Terrific. A copycat. Some nutcase read our article
No,
and...
no, you're missing the point. It's Night Carver's ghost claims first victim. That's our angle. What do you think?
Makes me want to puke.
Oh, you hear that, Ro? Bob's nauseated. That means it's a winner. Ro, I want copy on my desk by 5. Bob, when you're finished throwing up, get the cover art rolling. Heavy on the red stuff.
Spare me the crisis of conscience speech, okay? I feel the magic coming.
You don't care who gets hurt, do you? As long as you get a cover story.
Who am I hurting? Nobody's dense enough to believe this stuff.
Somebody will because it's in print, because we claim it's the truth.
Can I help it if I have a fertile imagination? Why, just last night, I thought I saw Palmer in my kitchen checking out my Ginsu knives.
Why not? He's your creation.
Hey, Sally. How's the plate coming?
Okay.
Don't tell me it's already folding.
No, it's doing fine.
Then what's wrong?
Your article about Dominic Palmer?
You mean you read that? Come on, Sally. You know it's a lot of bull.
Yeah, the murder was real enough.
Look, 10 to 1 says the girl was killed by some psycho she met through the personals. I'm sorry if the story upset you, Sally.
I'll live.
If your heart had been pure, Jimbo, this never would have happened.
step back, please? Get rid of these people, please. Back, please.
Who's telling? Who would do a thing like that?
All that blood, I just can't believe it. He stood right beside my bed holding a knife stained with blood.
Mr. Rowe, Dominic Palmer is dead. He was executed 6 years ago.
I know. I was there.
So what you're saying is you saw his ghost?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was in this room. He even called me by name.
Tell me, Mr. Rowe, do you read these newspapers?
No, I write for them.
Oh, I'll be damned. There's your name in little black letters. So tell me, do you actually believe the junk that you write?
No, of course not. Except this time it was the truth, only I didn't know it when I wrote it.
Thank you, Mr. Rowe. I think we have everything we need. But if Palmer's ghost shows up, be sure and call the precinct at once.
You gotta believe me. Palmer is back. More innocent people are gonna die.
And not because of Palmer, but because some freak read what you wrote. So you think about that before you cook up your next headline, Mr. Rowe.
The man's an absolute genius. P.T. Barnum couldn't touch him.
Melody, listen to me.
I know we got lucky with the girl getting murdered across the hall from you. But making it a first-person story, now that's brilliance. That's what I hired you for.
But it really happened that way. Palmer was there.
Sure, James. Whatever it takes. Just keep that priceless copy flowing. There'll be a nice fat bonus in your check this week.
Nobody believes me. Not even you.
I believe your conscience is finally taking its toll.
I'm telling you, Palmer is real, Bob. He's come back to punish me.
Now, why would he do a thing like that?
That Death House interview I did with Palmer, I changed some of what he said.
Why am I not surprised?
He told me a story about how his mother used to punish him when he was a little boy. She held his hand over an open flame on a stove. He even showed me the scars. When I wrote it up, I said Palmer did that to his little sister.
Of course, he was already dead, so what did it matter?
Right. Nobody wants to read about the humanity of a serial killer.
Doesn't sell papers.
Maybe that's what this is all about. Palmer wants to even the score.
The ghost is up here, James. All the lies you've written come back to haunt you.
Row here. Of course I remember you. Okay, when? Yeah, sure. What's the address? Right. I'll be there in an hour. That was Amy Palmer.
The whack job who married him on death row?
The very same. Says she has something important to tell me. Wants to give me an exclusive.
What do you think of it?
It's a very touching tribute.
You know what I loved about him the most? His sensuality. Dominic understood that sex and death are intertwined. He was always quoting Malcolm Lowry. How alike are the groans of love to those of the dying. You look so uncomfortable. Why don't you come over here and sit next to me?
I'm fine here, thanks.
You don't look fine, you look agitated. Are you agitated?
Look, Mrs. Palmer, you asked me here to tell me something. What is it?
He's back, you know. More beautiful than ever.
You've seen him?
Oh, sure. He came to me the night after the murder. He was covered in blood. And then he made love to me. It was unbelievable. He took me to a place...
I don't want to hear this.
Why not? You're a reporter, Jimbo. It's your job to write the truth.
Why did you call me Jimbo? Nobody calls me Jimbo.
Nobody but Dominic and me.
You go to hell.
Don't you even want to know what he said about you? He said it was so thoughtful of you to bring him back. And the more you write, the stronger he gets. The stronger he gets, the hungrier he gets.
Still cooking up whoppers, eh, Jimbo?
If I have the power to resurrect you, Palmer, I have the power to send you straight back to hell!
It won't work. I'm too strong now. And soon, I'll be so strong I won't even need you.
Are you out of your mind? Send him back to hell? We're selling like hotcakes and you want to kill him off?
You have to print it, Melody. It's the only way to stop him.
Look, James, I understand you feel guilty about your dead neighbor. I can see how you might think the watchdog bears responsibility in this matter. But we are not going to ruin the most lucrative franchise this paper's ever had because you believe in the boogeyman. Dominic Palmer's staying right here, stalking the streets, snatching the hearts out of every kind of warm puppy we can think of for just as long as those sales figures continue to climb. Now, hit that keyboard and write me that Amy Palmer exclusive. I want it on my desk by 3.
No.
What? I didn't hear you. What did you say?
It's gone too far, and now I've got to stop him. Don't you get it? I'm the only one that can stop him. You've got to run my story.
Mister, you're fired. You're history. Security, come to the publisher's office. Yes, I mean now. Hell with you. I'll write the story myself.
No, you don't know what you're doing.
Wrong, Ro. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Please, just publish this piece. You have to.
Get him out of here! Get him out!
Damn it! We can't keep doing this. We're killing people. This paper is killing people. This paper's killing people.
Got yourself fired, eh, Jimbo?
Where are you, Palmer?
And all because you wanted to print another lie about me.
Where the hell are you?
I don't need you anymore, Jimbo. And now it's payback time. Truthful reporting. I admire that. We're gonna sell a lot of newspapers together.
When a writer describes an event, or a character, or a place, it takes on a life of its own, becomes real in the mind of the reader, becomes as vivid as anything physically experienced. But don't take my word for it. You can read all about it on page 1.